100.
She really want to test your gangster.
Yeah.
They want to see how far your gangster can go. So when they send different little things like, hey, look what this nigga did for me. Look what that nigga did for me. Look at this, that, and the other. Now, a real nigga gonna be like, okay, cool. Tell that nigga to get us some more shit.
Yeah.
But somebody else, it might be like, word. Now, like you were saying, word. That's what we doing right now. Now, a real nigga do this shit too, but you gonna like, that's what we doing now. Man, that's so messed up, baby.
Yeah.
Why you doing me like that?
Yeah.
Why you doing it like that? Man, see. Then you start getting a little ugly cry.
Yeah.
You start having that shit, then there's a whole nother little issue. Then when you start doing that, then she like, I got him. I got him now. Now she knows that's her little trump card at any point in time. Hey, this nigga sent me this. What you gonna do about it? I ain't finna do shit.
Not a thing.
At all.
Not a damn thing. Period.
Alright, so as you can see, we're already off on the tangent. Off on some BS.
Man. Already.
But let's go ahead and go get this jump started before we continue. So, what's good? What's good? I am your host, JWILLDOESTV, Jason JWILLDOESTV, and I got my guy over here, Ivan the Great, aka Shaw.
That's me.
So what's good? As you can see, we are already talking about BS.
BS.
Man, it's tough being a black man. I was gonna say it's tough being a man, period, in this day and age. It's tough being a black man, cause at some point I feel like white dudes got it easy. Not as tough. I mean, we got an obstacle course like barbed wire. we got dogs, we got the police, we got barbed wire, we got jobs, we got the justice system.
Man,
it's almost like we are super villains, and we got the Justice League after us and shit.
For real. And look, we don't even know we the villains.
Right.
We don't even know why we the villains.
Right.
Like we just born the villains.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's sometimes it's really how it feels, man. Like I be tripping because I was in a grocery store, and this white dude was in line in front of me, and he was complaining because like something, the price of something or whatever, and then like he was with his wife or whatever, right. And I was like, dude, you're a white man in America. Like, what do you have to what you get to be mad about? Like, whoa, because your wife spent $25 over the budget of what y'all planned on spending when I'm trying to make sure I got enough money to buy mine with.
Right.
Like, what you mad about, dude?
I'm trying to figure out if I can get gas.
That's right. When I leave this joint,
if I can eat.
For real, man. Like, I don't get it, man. I don't get it. That's that BS.
All right, so I already know how mine went. It didn't go so good, but I'm gonna ask you, how did your weekend and the holiday went or go?
I would say, man,
a great double turkey day.
Well, Turkey Day, Thanksgiving Day, Turkey Day was more for me. It was more just about family. Just got to spend some time with parents and my children and my sisters, and something that we hadn't had a chance to do in a long time. And that was, the highlight of. I guess I would say it's probably the highlight of my week last week, man. Can't complain, man.
It's nice and good to see families getting the chance to spend for the holidays.
Yeah,
it was great.
Yeah,
I was in my shell. I couldn't appreciate or have what in the world. I couldn't make it to go spend time with my daughter for the holidays. So it put a damper on my holiday. I'm starting to dislike the holidays, but I ain't gonna really go into detail on that.
Yeah,
you know how I am with my personal business and everything, but it's one of the issues that we was talking about before we got started.
Yeah, that BS. That BS. It is what it is. It's some BS.
Trying to gain control, trying to control you.
Yeah, manipulation.
Messing with your emotions type of thing.
Yeah.
But in all due time.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I ain't gonna put a damper on the podcast, so I shall continue on, and
I shall proceed.
You said you had a pretty good weekend holiday.
Yeah, man. I did. I did, man. I think just being around family, man, it's just been very therapeutic for me lately. Like, I've spent a lot more time with my parents lately, and just watching their subtle, just the different nuances, and watching them get older. You know what I'm saying?
So you didn't watch them before?
Yeah, I did, but now that I'm older, I pay more attention to them. You know what I'm saying? And looking at how much, like when I was younger, they used to get on my nerves because I always thought that they was just trying to tell me what to do, whatever. But now that I'm older, like, I really see how much alike we are. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate it because now I'm saying, like, man, my dad's 75. Like, your parents get so old, you forget how old they are. You know what I'm saying? Like, you be like, man, how old are my parents? Like,
right.
So just looking at them age, man, is really a blessing. In my opinion, it's really a blessing, man.
It's scary though.
It is scary. It is very scary.
When I heard this guy say that growing old is not for pussies.
Mm-hmm.
It's scary as hell. Like, just looking at my folks. Like you said, you observe your parents. Yeah. Just observing my parents, I'm like, dude. Like, just even experiment just the little bitty aches that I'm having. I'm like, man.
Yeah.
And I would say it's more so scary for us than it is for them. Yeah. Cause I ain't got these old heathens out here. I got an obstacle course trying to worry about getting my head bust, trying to go to the gas station, trying to go to the grocery store. So it's even worse. And I ain't even nowhere near 70 yet.
Mm-mm.
So it's scary on that end. Like, they just growing old and, like, we take care of them. But
yeah,
we gonna grow old and gonna have to fend off whippersnappers.
Yeah. It's a different landscape, man. It really is.
It's scary as hell when I think about it. It's like, man, I don't want to grow old, man. That's why I'm doing what I can now, so I don't have to be like that. Well, I ain't gonna say so I won't have to be like that, but where it won't be to that extreme, because I feel like the reason why it's harder for them now because of the undue stress that they put on themselves as far as eating and all that other type of stuff. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of how I'm so adamant and so into keeping my body up to par.
Yeah.
Keeping my temple clean and up to par and everything. Cause I mean, I put it like this. I got vices, so I need to offset.
Yeah, we are.
Well, you know what? I only really got one. She's thinking. Well, I only got one vice. Yeah. I don't want to make mention of, but I only got one vice, and I need to balance that out. So balancing it out amongst all the other stuff, and if intaking some of the green trees is the only vice that I have, as opposed to everything else, I'm doing pretty good.
That's not too bad.
Right.
It's really not too bad. Because, I mean, in comparison to what...
Because I'm still intaking nature.
Yeah. And that's why, like, I had to really come to terms with, like, life itself and what we take in, what we consume, what we're exposed to, and all of that. And you really have to be careful, man, because everything we do affects our mortality in some way.
Yes, it does.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, looking at our folks, a lot of the stuff that, they had their worries, but a lot of the stuff that, like we concerned about, they're not really concerned about. And simply from a perspective of exposure, I think, because we've been exposed to more than them. Like, they had their stresses, don't get me wrong, like Jim Crowism and civil rights problems.
They had natural stresses.
Right, you know what I'm saying? So, like, I get it. And they got to a point where a lot of that stuff, they just learned to deal, like, they just kind of learned to deal with it and felt like it was just a part of life. Like, you're going to deal with it in some way. But with us, man, we got exposed to a lot more. And the more you're exposed to, I think, the higher level of stresses you can have, you know what I mean? Because you're just involved with more, you know what I'm saying? So, hopefully our kids won't. I mean, I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
So while you were just talking, I meant to bring this up before we really got started, but we already got off on a tangent. Listen to the other podcasts, the past few podcasts. Now it's been a minute since we kicked it on a regular basis, but I'm sitting here listening. I'm like, man, this nigga over here talking like he's Stephen A. Smith.
What?
Do you talk like this all the time? And another thing, and also, I'm like, this nigga don't talk like this all the time. Oh, and another thing, and also, I was looking at First Take this morning. Well, I was looking at it yesterday, and I'm listening to Stephen A. talk, and he was like, and another thing. I'm like, this where Sam get this shit from. This nigga don't talk like this. This nigga don't talk like this. This old professional ass nigga talking over here talking about.
Hey, man. Hey.
And henceforth.
Hey, man. Don't be giving away my secrets, man.
Henceforth.
Don't be giving away my secrets, dude. If I steal some stuff from Stephen A. Smith, I steal some stuff from Stephen A. I got some Stuart Scott stuff. I do. I got some who else, man? I don't know. Some other people, I done listened to over the years, but actually I do talk like that in my normal conversation.
And your normal conversation with your niggas, you be like, oh, and another thing.
Yeah, I do. I be like, man. I be like, man, guess what?
School?
Like, man, guess what? And another thing.
With your henceforth face ass. And another thing looking at it, nigga. I was dying laughing when I was listening to this. I'm like, man, does my nigga really talk like this? I know he don't talk like this.
I was wondering when you was gonna pick up on it.
Oh man. Cause you said it a lot the last time. I was like, man, this nigga does not talk like this. I know he don't talk like this.
Hey man, I have multiple, not personalities, but I have multiple characters.
Don't tell on yourself now.
I'm not telling on myself. No, I don't need to.
Hey, we all crazy. I know I got 3.
I have multiple personality. Oh, characters, not personality.
So I got this. One question. It's it's just a random question. I want to say it was it's been a slow week or whatever. I don't really think I had too many topics, but it was one that I peeped, and I was again nigga watching TV as usual. Well, I ain't gonna say as usual, but I'm watching My Wife and Kids. A very good show. Love the show.
Yeah, it was a great show.
And it came to my mind and I was wondering, is My Wife and Kids better than the Cosby Show? On the slick, I want to say, I think it is.
Here we go. Dr. Contrarian over here.
I'm dead at okay, because.
So what was better about My Wife and Kids than the Cosby Show?
What you mean? What was? Yeah, what is? This show still coming on?
It's in syndication.
Okay.
The Cosby Show's in syndication.
Okay.
So I'm saying, what's better? You got it.
What's better?
It's like saying that's like comparing Harold Miner to Michael Jordan.
What?
Yeah. It's like comparing.
Well, technically, Harold Miner his name was Baby Jordan.
Yeah, but that was a nickname people gave. That's because all he could do was dunk.
That's because the nigga was bald headed.
Yeah, it's pretty much what it was. It's pretty much what it was.
Hey, look at Baby Jordan. Baby Jordan.
Any bald headed ball player like that came out after Mike, it was Baby Jordan. Like, Baby MJ, look out. And then he'll pull the wristband down to his forearm and stick his tongue out and miss every shot.
That nigga was more like Baby Tim Hardaway or something before Jordan.
Man, what is Harold Miner? He stayed in the league like 4 years or something like that.
I only remember him in the dunk contest. But
yeah, like My Wife and Kids was it stayed on for 4 seasons.
Man.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. It was a great show, by the way.
Outside of the bumbling kids.
Yeah, the kids were very slow.
I want to say, well, the Cosby Show had more lessons.
Right.
More lessons to learn.
Right.
My Wife and Kids.
What was better? Because you got to make this good, man.
Man. That's why I'm asking you. Because
I don't think it was better. So you got to explain that yourself, sir. I don't think it was better. I mean, I watched My Wife and Kids. As a matter of fact, hold your point there for a second. Me and my sister, my younger sister, were talking about My Wife and Kids the other day. And I was saying like, hey, I love the show. It was a great show. I don't think it lasted long enough. I think that was probably the newer, more modern version of the Cosbys, in my opinion, kind of sort of, because you had several black family shows. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that the Cosby, everything that came after Cosby
maybe that's what I'm looking for. It's the new generation.
Yeah, it was kind of new. It was kind of new gen Cosby. It was kind of new gen Cosby. So, and I don't want to polarize the Cosby Show itself as it relates to black families on TV, because it was the first black family on TV that showed successful dad, successful mom, but it was still the same family narrative. Like, you had your issues, you had your learning disabilities, you had your family, disagreements.
All of their kids got learning disabilities on my wife and kids.
Yeah, well, except for the baby girl, I think, wasn't it? Yeah, like the baby girl was like, was she smart or not? Or okay,
she was just
kind of slow. And it was more. It was a little different. It's a different kind of show. But I liked it. But to what I'm saying, my younger sister was like, it ended really strange. I think it ended on a note of,
My Wife and Kids.
Yeah, I think Tisha Campbell's character was pregnant or something, and that's how the show ended or whatever. So it's kind of it would kind of. The last episode kind of ended on kind of with no closure or whatever, but but it just kind of is a strange way it kind of ended. But the show itself, I think, is one of those. I think it was an important show. I don't think it stayed on long enough.
You think it was funnier?
See, that's the thing. So,
because that's a part.
The kids were probably funnier. The kids were probably funnier. On the Cosbys, the adults were probably funnier.
Man, Damon Wayans is hilarious.
Now, Damon Wayans is hilarious. Which Damon Wayans is, he's a legend. Like the Wayans are legends. They're legendary. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. That's a good. That's a pretty good. I guess a pretty good analysis though. Because Cosby Show was funny as heck, right? And My Wife and Kids was funny as heck too. It was funny as heck too. So, and I think Cosby's on the Mount Rushmore of comics in my opinion. But
the Cosby Show, you had humor within the show, but I won't say that it was just necessarily funny. Because of the simple fact they were always building up to a lesson to be learned. So it's not always geared to be funny. It just so happened to be funny in telling you the message.
Yeah, and then
My Wife and Kids.
Bill was just
funny.
Right.
And it just might.
Well, true.
It may not have. May not necessarily have a lesson all the time. Well, actually, there's always a lesson when you're dealing with family, but it wasn't a focal point lesson,
right?
Like building up to this lesson type of thing.
Right.
It actually kind of happened more so like how families deal with things. I guess you could say.
Right.
The Cosby Show was more so how our parents dealt with things.
True.
And like we were having a discussion last week about realizing that we are the millennials. Millennials is how I guess you could say My Wife and Kids group handle things,
right?
So to speak,
right.
Correct. So there was just a question that, like I said, I was watching that. I was like, you know what? I think My Wife and Kids might be funnier than the Cosby Show. But I'm kind of partial to Damon Wayans anyway, though, because Damon Wayans is hilarious.
Well, I think that because you've got to kind of talk to that point, you had My Wife and Kids, you had Family Matters. I'm trying to figure out what other shows that we had.
And I'm not even really sure about, like, when I look back at it, Family Matters wasn't really that good.
You don't think so?
It was a gimmicky show.
It was a gimmicky show.
Like it captured my attention while I was a child.
Right.
But looking back at it now, you're like, man, I can't even believe I used to watch this. It's one of them type of shows. But I can go back and watch other shows and still watch it, like Martin, like My Wife and Kids, like the Wayans Brothers, any of those shows that I grew up watching when I was young, and maybe the Wayans Brothers wasn't a show that was going on when I was young, but any of those shows that I watched when I was young, it was like trying to look back at it now. It's like, this show really wasn't that good. There's only a few shows like that I can still watch and still like. The Cosby Show still good, Different World still good. Those shows, but there are other shows that go back and try and watch it. It was horrible. Like all of the TGI Friday stuff.
Yeah, the TGI Friday stuff was kind of corny.
Yes,
it really was. Now that I look back on the TGI Friday lineup on ABC, it was kind of corny. It really was.
And to think about it, like when you look at it now, those black shows help the other white shows. That's the
Kinda,
reason why
sorta, yeah.
they grouped them with TGI Friday.
Yeah.
Family Matters came on first.
Yeah.
Then you had Full House, and you had all that other type of stuff that came on afterwards.
Yeah. It was kind of corny. Because I was talking to, I think I was talking to my dad about that show. And we were talking about it at the house. And we were talking about how the focal point of Family Matters became Steve Urkel's character. Like, it wasn't even really about the family no more. It was about Steve, which I thought was kind of like what happened with Good Times when the show became about JJ. You know what I'm saying? So, like much love to, the Family Matters, everybody on this show, and Jaleel White in particular, but like it kind of became corny, the whole Steve Urkel, deal with him. Like that's all they ever talked about was Steve Urkel and Laura, and then it was Stefan Urkel, which I think was
dumb.
It was very dumb. Like even looking back at it now, it was like kind of dumb. They really carried it on for way too long, I think, and they just ran out of ideas with that show. You know what I'm saying? It really wasn't no character development outside of that. And it just kind of played like younger. It was like, oh, we laughed at it because everybody was watching it,
right?
So you didn't want to be left out the loop. You know what I'm saying,
right? I want to know what everybody else laughing and talking about.
Exactly, but it really wasn't. Once they kind of went to that whole Steve Urkel, Stefan Urkel crap, it kind of went down the toilet.
Yeah, that's and
which you didn't see that kind of thing on My Wife and Kids either. They're so pretty. Well, now the junior character became he was kind of a dum-dum, but
technically when you think about it, what's funny is when you do have kids, what's scary is you like, man, my child dumb. Because it's like, okay, where you are in age, you're all knowing compared to your child.
Compared
to your child.
Yeah, compared to them.
When your child does something and you would think that your child has common sense or should have used common sense, you like, man, I can't. Oh. What made you want to do something like that?
Right.
It's start asking them type of questions like that don't even make sense.
Yeah.
And to the point where they are doing things dumber than you. So it's like, I would have never done nothing like that. Why are you? Oh my God.
Is there a? And just kind of speaking in terms of the show, is there a point as a parent like you hope that your kids are smarter than you, right? Mm-hmm. But looking at that show in particular,
you don't want your child to be smarter than you, though.
Well, in so many terms. Well, no, I don't know about that. Yeah, you want your child to be smarter than you. Why wouldn't you?
You want your child to be smarter than you?
Why wouldn't you? Like, it's not in a way of thinking they're going to get over on you, but I'm saying, like, wouldn't you want them to be smarter than you?
But they would be able to get over on you.
No, not necessarily.
Okay.
I'm just, no, you looking at it in the wrong terms. I'm looking at like, I want my child to be, as it pertains to the world and interactions with other people and stuff like that. Yeah, I want them to be point game on everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want them to know more than what I know, or know more than what I knew at that age.
This is true, and they could probably teach you a little something at the same time. But I guess it's an ego thing in our mind where you don't want to be learning something from your child, I guess. And to the simple, it's almost like if you play a perfect example, like a My Wife and Kid episode, the episode where Michael played basketball against his son. Okay, and his son whooped his ass in basketball. Mm-hmm. After he whooped his dad in basketball, he felt like his dad couldn't tell him nothing because why? He beat his dad in basketball.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
So is that type of an ego thing? You're gonna have the ego from your child, and then you're gonna have this you're gonna be the parent trying to control the child. Like, hey, this ain't what it is.
Exactly.
But it's gonna be a constant defying.
Okay.
That's what I'm looking at as far as your child being smarter than you. Because I feel like once your child knows that they're smarter than you, it's almost gonna be like a lack of respect type of thing. Because there's nothing that my parent can tell me because I already know.
Oh, well, they're gonna think that shit anyway.
But it's gonna be astronomical.
Well,
because I know that I am.
Well, okay.
That's the only reason why I say I would not.
That's unavoidable. I'm gonna tell you why. You're out at some point in time. You're gonna think you're smarter than your parents. Like, you're gonna verifiably, as it pertains to like just certain stuff that you're exposed to.
True.
You're gonna be like, oh, I know more than my parents about this
because of the generation that we're growing.
Right, because of the gap.
Right.
At the same time, there's a humbling experience that takes place with everybody, every human being. I think I've gone through it. I'm sure you have. I'm sure, of course, our parents have gone through it. That they got to a point where they were like, oh, okay, really, I'm not smarter than my parents really are. I'm really not. Because think about this, though. When we say we want our kids to be smarter than us, what we're basically saying is that we want them to be smarter than us at that particular age that they are. We want them to be, we want them to be smarter than we were at that age, because we don't want them to go down the same path or have to face the same challenges.
Right.
And if they do, we want them to be better prepared for those challenges. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So in terms of saying, I want you to be smarter than me, like, yeah, I want, because the line in the movie He Got Game, Denzel Washington's character, Jake Shuttlesworth, says to Jesus, played by Ray Allen, like, I want you to be better than me. I want you to, I want you to go further than me. And he was trying to explain to him that I pushed you because, there was the separatism between him and his son. Anybody that's seen the movie, I don't have to go through it, but there was a separatism. His dad was gone away to jail. And there was a gap between them and their relationship. And he was like, basically, I pushed you away from me because I was pushing you so hard to be better than me. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Not just as a basketball player, but as a human being. Mm-hmm. And so I think we really do want our kids to be better prepared at life, I would say, overall. You know what I'm saying?
I can see that.
And I also understand your point, because teenagers between the ages of 13 and 21, you tend to think that you know more than not just your parents. You be thinking you know more than anybody.
Right.
Like, for real, like real talk. And it takes a humbling experience. So it's one thing that me and one of my homeboys always talk about. We always said that every young man should have his heart broken at least once. Like, by a woman. Right?
Right.
So he can know how that feels.
I don't know. I still ain't got over my heartbreaks.
But I'm saying,
I'm bitter.
Well, I would be bitter about it,
Do what?
You light skinned, so it's a little different.
Man, I don't know, man. I'm still harboring high school traumatizing 3-way calls.
Man. Golly. This man is still hurting because of traumatizing 3-way calls.
For real,
I wonder
man.
who was on those calls.
Man, it's the love of my life, man.
Man, love of my life.
Had me on the phone with 3 of her other girlfriends. Then it's like, how do you feel about me, Jason? Oh, you start putting that little cat daddy vibe on and all that. you say all the little sweet stuff, then next thing you know. Oh, Jason, you so. I'm like, what? What's going on here?
Man.
Where are all these voices? We had you on 3-way. Oh, mother. Oh man,
That's funny.
next thing you know, it's dog all these hoes.
Hey, that's funny. That happened to me once. I didn't take the same. I didn't take it the same way though.
How did you take it, sir?
I was like, dog, like, man, you got your partner, your cousin on the phone, like.
Oh, now I'm not saying I was on the phone crying, but
Yeah, I didn't say you were either.
Oh, trust and believe. The heart was bleeding on the inside. I was like, oh.
You know what's worse? Well, I don't know if anything's worse than that, so that's pretty bad. Being on the phone with your little high school girlfriend, and she got you on three-way with her partners, but she asking you stuff so you can sound all lovey-dovey, and then they listening, but you be gangster at school.
Right,
you know
right,
what I'm saying? And so, you know what I mean? Then she gets you to say something all lovey-dovey and,
hey, Boo Bear.
Yeah.
You like Boo Bear? Whoa, shit. How you know about Boo Bear? Boo Bear. Y'all weak ass niggas y'all on the phone.
oh man, look, you get to school, everybody like, what's up, Boo Bear looking at it? He like, Boo, man, what y'all talk? Yeah, you call her Boo Bear, dog. Boo Bear looking at it. That's crazy, man.
Or you got like a
teenage ego or something else.
A note, like a note in your locker. As soon as you open that joint up, Boo Bear face ass.
So I gotta tell this story now. So now I gotta tell this story.
All right, hold on. I gotta take a break, so I might pause for a second.
All right, we'll be right back after these messages, and we're back.
Yes. So tell me about this. Tell me this good story that you're about to tell. Sir.
Okay, so here's a couple of things we talking about. We're off on a tangent about teenage ego, how it relates to sometimes you think you're smarter than your parents, and how your parents want you to be more prepared for challenges in life at the age that they were, and they possibly weren't as prepared. So I think I was in the 10th grade, maybe. So for context, anybody that has experienced having a high school girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever you want, whatever, right? So you think you're really, really in love with that person.
You know, I never had a high school girlfriend.
You didn't?
Nope.
Are you sure about that?
I'm positive, sir. Now, you may see Valentine pictures
I was about to
around,
say,
but no.
Pretty sure saw you in a Valentine's picture.
You may have.
Did you have Valentine's pictures like 2 or 3 different?
Two different people?
I think you did.
Yes.
I was about to say.
Yes.
If my memory serves, it'd be correct.
But we weren't going together.
Well, I guess that was at a time where you could, like people didn't want to take a picture by themselves, so they'd be like, come on, get in the picture with me. So,
right.
It looks like I got somebody for later on. So
never mind.
Yeah. So
I would say something, but I know her brother might still be out there. Hey, nigga, you talking about my sister, nigga?
Yeah. He could be 73 years old. You say something. Oh, I got you. No, man. So I had just this. Like, it's funny.
I don't
now.
like Sprites to this day.
Is that? That was one hell of an inside joke.
Yes,
man, that was one hell of an inside joke.
Yes.
I just almost forgot what I. Nah, anyway, I didn't forget. So I had this experience, and so I was talking to this young lady, and who I was like head over heels for at the particular time, and so I was ugly in high school, so I didn't have a lot of girlfriends. So I was really happy that this girl actually wanted to talk to me. So I was, it made my self esteem rise pretty high because she was pretty good looking at the time.
Is this, you said high school?
Yeah, I said high school. We're not saying names, sir. We're not saying names.
Was I around?
This was 10th grade.
Okay, so I wasn't there
I don't think you were there yet. I think what you got in 11th grade, I think.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, so she writes me this really nice letter.
Speaking of, I'm gonna have to ask you about somebody else too, but continue.
Okay, cool.
Go ahead.
So she wrote me this really nice letter. You know what I'm saying? Just really nice letter. How she was feeling me. You know, how I was a dope dude. Like, you know, she thought I was cute. You know what I mean? And all this kind of stuff. And how much she loved me. Of course, you know, when neither one knew what love was at the time. So,
mind you,
anyway,
Sam had this. Sam had this.
I don't know what
35-year-old voice at 12. Also, so.
No, I didn't. He lying.
This nigga sound like bass from Boyz to Men and shit.
Anyway, so no, I did not. So she wrote me this really nice letter, man. It was really sweet and all of that, and so I was really impressed by it. So I kept it like with me. You know what I mean? I carried it with me. And because I was all in love, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, like, you know, whatever. Like, she's a lover, you know what I'm saying? So I had this letter at my locker one morning, and she wrote it for me, and she's really nice. She was just really sweet, and she gave it to me. And she was just so blushing, man. She gave me this letter, and I started reading. I was like, oh, my God, like this, she's just the best thing ever. And so one of my supposed homeboys, not you.
Oh, you said
no, it's not you. Snatched the letter and ran off with it. And right when he did it, the bell rung to go to first period class. So there I was trying to make a decision. Am I going to chase this dude or am I going to be late for class? Right? So obviously, I'm like, okay. I'm like, bro.
You was late for class.
No, I was not. I was, and he ran his classroom with my letter. So by I want to say it was probably 2 periods later. I just say by the end of that day, everybody knew the contents of that particular letter. And I was like livid. I wanted to like throat punch this dude 100 times like I was Ip Man or something like that. And so she was heartbroken. I was heartbroken because, you know, all our little personal conversations, you know, was in that particular letter. You know what I'm saying? And so, of course, my ego was done because she didn't want to talk to me no more because she thought I had told everybody how much, you know.
Kissing and telling.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So then it was like, it was over for me. So we just broke up. It was over. It's done. So I was like, dude, why you do that? Like, and then he was like reading all out loud in class.
Because he wanted that joint.
Obviously, I think at that particular time, that's my dog. Like, we cool, but I think at that time, I think that's what it probably was.
He wanted to talk to her first.
So anyway, so at that time, man, as a teenager, something like that happen can be devastating if you don't have a decent amount of self-esteem. That can devastate you.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And so I think I talked to my dad about it.
Quit being a wuss, son.
And, yeah, but he was also like, hey, man, you know, that's
These
one reason. Well, he didn't say that, but he didn't say that. Nah, he was like, man, you got to watch what you tell people and watch like what you share. And you have to be really protective of your information that you have in a relationship because
niggas want to be in your position.
They want to be in your seat. You know what I'm saying? And so I was like, man, I said, I didn't even think about it like that. You know what I'm saying? And so to the point of like, now I can tell my son, like, man, you get a letter or something in school, bro. You keep that. You read that at the crib. Read that at home. You know, I'll read it. Like, I'm not going to judge you. I'm not going to judge your little young lady friend either. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like, you know, but don't let nobody else get that because they'll blow your stuff out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, so.
Speaking of, while we're still on the subject of school, I had this question. You You ever think about smashing one of your teachers when you was in school?
Oh man. Okay, so I think everybody liked one of their teachers. Well, I won't say everybody, but I think a lot of guys. I'm gonna speak from a guy's perspective as a teenage boy,
Right.
or as a teenage young man. You always look at one of your teachers, at least one that you think is nice looking, and be like, man, she fine. Miss so and so is so fine, man. Like, oh my, you know what I'm saying?
So
Of course, like I think, of course, I think that's normal. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, I think that's normal. Guys gonna look at their teachers.
Teachers weren't anything to look at until I came to Wooddale.
Yeah.
So
I
didn't even really. Well, I'll say this: those teachers there were close to our age.
Yeah, we had several that were like right out of college.
Yeah.
Teaching. Yeah.
And I guess I asked this because of, teachers sleeping with students is on in the news. I mean, it's apparent like every other month now.
Mm-hmm. It's been going on for ages anyway.
So I started thinking, I'm like,
Doesn't make it right.
I wonder, did any of my teachers want to smash me? Like, okay, what made me think of it? What made me think to ask that? Like, I didn't think nothing of it when I was in school. This was when I was going to Westwood. I ain't think nothing of it at the time, but when I got older and when I look back at it now, I'm like, I think one of my teachers was trying to throw the box at me.
Man,
so
I wouldn't be surprised.
It's like, I remember this John vividly to this day still. This teacher, I want to say her name. I don't want to say her name.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
But
don't do it.
I used to have this teacher, and during class, like I sat up front, and I think she made it a point that I sat up front. But I sat up front, and when she taught the class, she would come to my desk, and I think I was the only one she did this to. She would come to my desk, and while she's talking to the class, she would put her crotch, cause like she was short. She was very short, so her box met right at the corner of the desk.
Okay.
So she would stand right at it and just nudge the corner into her box.
Okay.
So
That's
it
weird.
was almost like she's humping. She would be like,
Man, shut up, man.
Dead ass. She would be doing like this.
Shut up, dog.
This is her.
Yeah.
Right? Like
Her
that.
package.
And she would be like, while she's teaching the class,
Oh, boy.
she's leaning her hips forward into the edge of the desk. And then there will be moments where the desk is into her crevice.
Okay.
So she just sitting there on top of the edge of the desk.
This is the most descriptive high school story I've ever
I'm
heard.
dead ass. But I'm like, And then there will be a couple of times where I will look directly where the desk and her meet, and then I will look up and she's looking down at me. I'm like,
You were hallucinating, man. She wasn't
dude,
doing
I'm dead serious.
was-
Dead serious.
She wasn't.
Now if I was aware, she might have could have got it. But
Oh, man.
I put like this. She looked like, have you ever seen the show Designing Women?
Yeah.
She looked like Annie Potts. So she wasn't an ugly older woman, but she could have got it. But I'm like,
You know that's illegal, sir. She could have went to jail for that.
this is true. But I'm just saying, there are things. I guess teachers weren't blatant back then as they are now. Maybe
It just
but
depended on the situation.
I was like, I wasn't aware. I was oblivious to what was going on.
Yeah. Well,
But
now that we're older,
but like Wooddale,
yeah, Woodell was a different animal.
the one that was
a different
well,
animal.
I know. I want to say her name too because everybody know who I'm talking. All I gotta say
Don't
is,
say her name. Don't say her name.
all I gotta say is she was bow-legged, and she had this mean walk.
Okay, that's all you gotta say.
And I ain't even talking about the big booty teacher.
Yeah.
You know who I'm talking about because there was
course.
two of them.
Yeah, I remember.
But then the third, my third teacher who I fell in love with, who made me fall in love with math, Miss Harrison.
Oh,
Not Miss Harrison.
I thought we weren't saying names, man.
I mean, I'm not being descriptive, but Miss Harrison.
So
She was like my nigga. She was like my Nia Long before Nia Long.
So I have a question.
Go ahead.
So first of all, what does this have to do with anything we talking about?
I mean, well, the question was about have you ever thought about or wanted to smash one of your teachers?
You did ask that question.
Yes.
I don't know what I'm thinking about because I was thinking about ways to go to jail. That's what that's what I was thinking about. Because so to your point of what you just said.
Well, yeah, you can because you're okay. I see why I see why you're uncomfortable having this conversation.
Well, no,
okay.
the reason, it's not necessarily that I'm uncomfortable about having the conversation. I think this is a conversation that needs to be had. In my opinion, I think there's a conversation that needs to be had because you don't think a teacher should be close to high school students' ages? Well, okay. I don't know if I see. It's kind of a funny situation because there are instances where you've had a young teacher fresh out of college, which you've got students that you may be teaching that may be 17 or 18, and that particular educator or teacher is only 23. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So they're 5 years removed from high school, right?
Right.
Okay. And let's say,
but you can still get that statutory rape if that person is 18 and that person's 17.
Right, of course. So I'm sure because I know, because in particular, like I know.
There it is.
Here we go.
And in particular,
whatever. I can't even make my points, man.
Go ahead, my nigga.
Judging my vocabulary again. So in particular,
oh boy,
there were young lady, students. There are girl students, young lady students who were attracted to the male teachers or younger male teachers, and I think in one particular. He's a great teacher, great guy, just a good dude all around. Never heard anything bad about him, etc. That he knew that a lot of the girls thought that he was a good looking dude. And he even said like we were in his class one day and there was something going on. We were still in his classroom and it was just a few of us in there. And he mentioned it was like a couple guys. It was actually like 3 or 4 guys that were in there. Mm-hmm. And so we asked him like, hey dude, like, hey, Mr. So-and-so, like, do you notice that, he was like, he kind of laughed it off. He was like, man, I don't pay that stuff no attention because I can get in a lot of trouble for even, like for having any kind of conversation outside of like.
Of course he don't tell y'all that.
Right, but what I'm saying is that like he could have been like, yeah, you know what I'm saying, whatever. But he was like, nah, man, like I'm trying to, like I ain't trying to, like I got women my age, you know what I'm saying? Right. So yeah, like there are students that have attractions to their teacher, mainly because that's somebody you see every day, and they're just an attractive person, It may be because they're a nice teacher because they smile a lot, or they, that's why like now you can't touch students and stuff like back in the day. You put your hand on their shoulder, you give, high five.
I think you're doing so well,
right,
JC.
right.
Like, ooh, she liked me.
Yeah, right. And it could be perceived as that teacher likes you, but it really they're just happy you understanding what they talking about in the classroom. Mm-hmm. And he said, he was like, dude, I know it, I see it. They say stuff. He was like, I just ignore it. I laugh it off because I don't want to wind up on the news. Mm-hmm. And then later on, before we graduated, there was a teacher that had some stuff going on with several students. You know what I'm saying? Which is, is documented, you know what I'm saying? Some reports and some, some legal stuff behind that there were some teachers that were getting down with some students, you know what I'm saying? At our school, I know for sure. But it takes an adult to bat all that down and be like, nah, I ain't, no, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, you a student. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't pay no attention to that. So, as a student, you're going to be attracted to your teachers or, at some point, I think, when you older students, but it's up to, because when you're a younger person, man, you don't really, your hormones raging, for girls and boys. You might say some stuff, you might flirt, you don't even really know you flirting, but just because that person is being nice to you, you take it as flirting. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you think, you thinking I might have a shot. You know what I'm saying? When in actuality, you really don't have a shot. Or they look at you like, oh, little so like me. Oh, they just kind of, like little boy going on somewhere, a little girl going on somewhere. You know what I'm saying? So I think it takes a mature adult to be like, negative. Like, no. Like, I'm a teacher. I'm not your friend. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I'm not on your level. You know what I mean? So, but as we see in the news and we see over time, because even before we came along, it was happening, that there's some people that, they engage in that type of stuff, which I think is strange as hell, in my opinion. Which I think is very weird at the end of the day. An adult teacher messing with somebody 17, 16. There's something wrong with that, in my opinion.
True. This is true. True story.
Yeah, I think there's something wrong with that. Because there's no way. Like, because even on the collegiate level, I think something's wrong with it. And even, like, you can be 19, 20. Your professor's 30 years old. Like, yeah, y'all are adults, but I think from an ethical perspective, it's just, there's
you're talking about ethics as far as teacher to student.
Yeah, teacher to student. Yeah, because even though you're adults, like, yeah, you're of legal age, but you're really not mature enough to handle an adult type of relationship. You know what I'm saying? From that perspective, because just think about it. The only thing you don't really have anything in common, but just the physical attraction.
Well, usually that's all I'm trying to get into it.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like, on a college campus,
especially younger ones.
On a college campus, it's just it's like for some, it's like, ooh, Mr. So and So, Professor so and so, but whatever, they looking at that person, but it's like, don't want to keep my job, or like, I'm gonna have a girlfriend in my class. Like, which one is it? You know what I'm saying? Or a boyfriend in my class. Like, which, like, so I just think that's a line that just shouldn't be crossed. In my opinion, I don't think that should be crossed, because it puts, like, it gets you into a whole different.
But when you're the student, you wouldn't mind the line being crossed. That's the reason why I'm asking the question. When you're the student,
because you're not thinking about ethics, and you're not thinking about morals. You're acting purely on youthful, hormone-driven feelings. You know what I'm saying? You're not thinking about, like, this person is probably married or not married, or they're just older. This person does not have the same thing. We don't have the same stuff in common, like, whatever. But I know some college professors and college coaches that wound up marrying some of their students later on. You know what I'm saying? Like, which like I said, I think that's weird too, but I'm just saying, like, I think it's weird too, but you know, who am I? So, you know what I mean?
Right. I know you had said something in between there that made me think about something. I forgot just that quick.
What about the?
Now it was gonna make man. You could say one word and my mind drift off on a whole nother subject.
Yeah.
I can't even think of. I know what it was. It was something in reference. I can't remember what it was, but you was talking about something in the news or whatever. My mind thought of Tesla. Well, I have no idea. But the new Tesla truck. When you said news, I was like, oh, the new Tesla truck. I'm telling you, off on a tangent. Mine went totally someplace else.
You just jumped completely out of window with that one because they ain't got shit to do with what we talking about right now
at all.
So I got a question for you.
Go ahead.
So what do you think? Now this was like, what do you think about teachers that have relationships with other teachers? What do you think about that?
I don't see nothing wrong with it.
All right, so the reason why I asked that question is because do you think, like, when teachers are teaching in a school and they wind up talking to each other, do you think that could cause problems on the job?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, because 9 times out of 10, well,
I was always taught you don't get your money and your honey in the same place.
This is true, but I mean, things happen.
Yeah.
Especially if you're single. Things happen if you're single. I mean, you know, because again, that same analogy as far as you're saying, the student seeing the teacher on a regular basis, this teacher is seeing this other teacher on a regular basis in passing. Like, I mean, that's just with any job that you see anybody in passing. Like, I used to work in a call center. Me working in a call center, I mean, you're gonna see these people between 8-10 hours out of the day.
Yeah.
And it's somebody that look nice, but she probably never looked at you a certain kind of way, and you probably never even looked at her a certain kind of way.
Right.
After a while, I keep rapping and vibing with it. You know what, Jason?
Yeah, you cool.
I like you. You cool. You cool.
Yeah.
And that's where it begins.
Right.
So it's like it begins from there, and then y'all going to lunch with friends, and next thing you know, it's like, hey, I gotta talk to you about something.
And just gotta do a work, and
boom.
then
Now y'all knocking each other out 15-minute break or something.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying is like with the same thing with being a teacher. I mean, you having teacher conference meetings, stuff like that.
Right.
You could leave the meeting and go get some drinks and boom. Yeah. I mean, when you're in close proximity to somebody on a regular basis, things eventually probably it will end up happening. Like I said, especially if you are single.
Right.
So I mean, ain't no. You're not supposed to, because it will eventually cause problems. Because I have had so many issues trying to date a chick that I work with. Man, it causes issues where other females can't come into your area because you got a chick look like that bitch over there too long. You can have somebody come over in your section asking for some help, and next thing you know, your phone going out talking about, hey Jason, tell that bitch she got to go. She been over there too long. You like, what?
Look,
where are you at? I thought you was off today.
That chick hiding in the air vents, looking through. The man, that's some. Ooh, boy, that's some. That could be highly problematic. That could be highly problematic.
It is.
That could be highly problematic.
It is. I mean, it's problematic if you have your girlfriend working in the same job as you.
Man,
It's very problematic.
you said that, and I remember I was working at a warehouse, and there was a lady that worked at the warehouse that had dated like 5 guys that worked there. And it was so weird to me because it wasn't a lot of women that worked at the warehouse at that particular time. And so she had literally, like, she had been with probably 5 different dudes out there. And she had actually had a kid with one guy. And
she probably ended up talking to him because they was the new dudes.
Or something. Or whatever. Yeah, like, or whatever. And she had a kid with one dude. And then she had talked to this other dude, and then now she was dating. At that particular time, she was dating this guy, and they were like staying together, and they were working at the same place. Which I think I do not, and this is no offense to anybody, I do not want to work with my significant other. I don't want to work with my significant other.
This is true.
I'm just, especially in a setting like that. Like we could have like a law firm or something, or we could be doctors or something like that. But I do not need to be with you like 10 hours out of the day and then go home and be with you the rest. Like I don't need, like, that's unnecessary for me.
I mean, that's one aspect of it. The other aspect of it is, all right, so you're going to have the stresses of people wanting your relationship to fail.
That's the other thing.
So
there's too many eyes on it. Yeah. And it's best to keep relationships private as possible.
They shouldn't even know that y'all together.
Yeah, they shouldn't. They should not.
Once they do I put like this. It's weird because jobs are like this too. Do you know jobs don't want to hire you unless you're already working? Like if you're not working, they're not quick to pull up your resume and call you in for an interview. When you already have a job, your phone ringing off the hook.
Off the hook,
because they want to see you.
Right. Yeah.
They want to get you from your bitch.
Yeah, it's like a competition thing,
right?
Man.
But when you are single, when you're unemployed, the phone ain't ringing as much. When you're unemployed, it's crazy. It's the same way.
I promise you, I just had this conversation like last week. People don't want you until somebody else wants you.
Exactly.
And it's so weird because it's like you're the same person regardless. Like you're the same person whether you're with somebody or you're not with somebody.
But that person that you're already with validates that
they validate
you are some good.
I would agree with that.
Like,
I would definitely agree with that.
She with him.
I would definitely agree with that.
He must be what I think he is. Yeah. So I want to see what he about.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying. People look at
when you're single, it's like, what's wrong with him?
Yeah,
why are you single?
It's like it could be just like I'm choosing to be.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And if you're talking about in a job setting, especially when you have, and please, ladies, don't take this the wrong way. But if there's like a ratio of like, I don't know, 30 to 2, something like that, when it comes to guys being on a particular job and there's a bunch of women, like, and you start talking to one lady there.
I used to work at Sitel. The ratio, I'm gonna tell you like this. All right, so the ratio was like,
so before you say that, explain to people, the new folks, what Sitel is. They might not know what Sitel
okay, so Sitel is this telecommunications call center. It was a big call center.
Was it MCI before that or something like that? Was it MCI?
No, MCI was someplace else.
Okay.
But Sitel, it was a call center for America Online, Gateway, CompuServe.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right.
It was a few other places, but those were the big contracts.
Yeah.
So at this time, though, it was a contract for Blue Cross Blue Shield. It was for health insurance or something at this time.
That's before they outsourced all that stuff. Yeah.
Right. But I would say if we doing ratio, I would say it was 80% women.
Uh-huh.
No. 90% women, 10% men, and
ugly.
With the 10% men, 5 of them were gay.
So
there were 5 straight men.
Is even smaller.
Right. So there's 5 straight men with 90% women.
That could be
and
trouble.
all of them fighting for the 5 men.
The attention of the 5 guys.
Right. Now,
it could be.
In this scenario that I'm saying at this point in time, I had a girlfriend.
Ooh, which is even worse.
Now, mind you,
you ain't tell her how many women was at work with you, did you?
We were both starting this job at the same time. Now, I worked there before.
Oh, man.
I worked there before, so I already knew. But I told her, I was like, hey. When we get here, when we start, I don't think it's going to be in our best interest.
Yeah.
Also yours. You might not want to tell everybody that we are together. We're in a relationship. Yeah. Her mind went all the way left field. What, you don't want these bitches to know we together, blah, blah, blah. No, baby, that's not what I'm saying.
You can tell them you with somebody, just don't say it's me.
I'm saying you can say you're in a relationship or whatever.
Right.
Do not point out who your boyfriend is at work.
I would have to agree with that. Same for dudes.
We get into a whole argument, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, all right. And I told her, I was like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna prove something to you. I'm going to know the moment that you have told somebody that we are together.
Yep.
Whatever, Jason. Whatever. Yep. Do you? I'm like, all right, man. I'm just telling you like it is. So a few weeks go by, all of a sudden, hey, Jason. Now, mind you, I ain't introduced myself to nobody.
Yep.
I only know the other 4 straight niggas there. So it's like it's that we all of us rapping toward each other, whatever.
Yeah.
So all of us talk whatever like that. Random female come by. Hey, Jason, how you doing?
Know your name. You ain't know her name.
Hey.
I
go to lunch. Me and another guy we'll go to lunch, and we out in the parking lot. Some other females come by. Hey, Jason. Hey, so. I'm like, how they know my name? So,
and if you had an ego, you'd be like, oh yeah, they know your boy. They know your boy. But you thinking like,
I'm just being nice in that way.
Yeah.
But then in the back of my mind, I'm like, how they know my name? So later on, get out of work. So I asked, I was like, man, you been going around saying who your boyfriend is, ain't it? Whatever. I just told. So she went on and on and on, and then finally, I just told the girl in the bathroom, so. Like, yep. And I guarantee you, there's 3 other hoes in the bathroom too.
In the stalls, she knows in her.
And as soon as that happened, the dominoes started falling. Where women were randomly coming by my desk, saying hey, or randomly coming by sitting on my cubicle desk.
Boy.
In front, my gal might be a couple of rows over from me. And they'll sit in my desk. JC, you so silly. Y'all are crazy. Laughing, doing all this, putting the hand on the shoulder, whatever.
Oh man.
Get ready to leave. I remember one girl, typical. She was so wild with it. We was getting ready to leave. I got my girl standing right beside me. This chick's like, bye Jason, see you tomorrow. I was like, word. Wow.
Oh boy.
And then my girl looking at me like, for real? You finna see it tomorrow, huh? I'm like, dude.
I ain't got nothing to do.
This is the environment that you created.
Yep. I ain't got nothing to do with
You created this.
I ain't got nothing to do with it.
I don't even know who that chick is. She doing it for you. And that's what happens. They doing it for you.
They doing it for you.
She ain't doing it for me.
Exactly.
Cause she really probably don't even want me.
Nope.
She doing it to piss you off.
What's that? Remember that scene in Baby Boy?
Yep.
The scene in Baby Boy, old girl was trying to get at Jody, and the only reason why she was doing that to make Yvette mad.
Cause she ain't like Yvette.
Cause she ain't like Yvette.
She ain't like Yvette.
And he was basically just a pawn in the game.
Yes.
Fortunately, he was smart enough to not get them cookies. Which he was finna get them cookies.
Wow.
Nah. He was smart not to get them cookies. He was already enough trouble as it was.
I mean, he went to the cookie store though.
He went to the cookie store, but he did not take home any cookies.
It's like going. That's like going. Like
it was Jody though. It was Jody. So
he went to Krispy Kreme.
He went to Krispy Kreme.
The hot and ready light was on,
and he sat down at the table.
He bit the lip. He was like, Nah, I'm good. I'm straight.
Yeah.
Let me go ahead and lick the cream off that donut though. I'm straight.
Yeah, I mean,
cause the nigga got some head a little bit.
Yeah, like a little.
Hold on, Levis. I gotta go.
But Jody was like, man, I see what you doing. This ain't even bad. You don't even really want me. You just trying to make my girl mad.
Exactly.
That's all you trying to do.
Exactly.
Guess what? As soon as we do what we do, you finna go tell everybody. Yvette man was all at my crib last night. Oh, for real?
I've been in several unsuccessful relationships because of the simple fact I've been told that I'm trying to keep my relationship a secret because I don't post it on Instagram.
Hey man,
I don't post it on Facebook.
Let me tell you something.
I'm like, dude, do you know as soon as I post us on Instagram will be the beginning of the end of our relationship?
Let me tell you something.
Whatever you can say, you can tell these bras, no, it ain't got nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
Because guess what? All somebody gotta say is, hey, I talked to your man on Instagram. That's it.
Let me say something.
That is it.
What you just said was, I always refer to.
I'm sorry, Paul.
Go ahead. No, sure.
The whole subtle liking several of your pictures.
Okay.
And then a comment that say just some random comment that I really love so and so. And if it's on a constant basis, your girl gonna be like, who is this bitch that constantly keep liking and commenting on your pictures?
Hey, and it could be somebody you've never even met in your entire life.
And when you say, I don't know her.
And look, so you can look, listen.
Oh man.
What person do you know is gonna reply to a comment? Okay, you post a picture of yourself. Right. Okay. And a woman says, hey, nice pic, Jay. Right. And you be like, oh, thank you.
Oh, but it'd be more personal. It'd be something more than that. But
I'm just saying, it don't even have to be nothing more personal than that. It could just be she liked the pictures, right? Okay. And you just be like, oh, okay, hey, appreciate it. Thanks for the compliment, love. Appreciate it. Like, you ain't, like, why would you be a jerk? You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you be a butthole and be like, hold on, be liking my pictures. I got a girlfriend. I got a wife.
But like, you can't. But in their mind, you can't even comment to it.
Yeah, just
because commenting make it look guilty.
Either way, it doesn't matter. Yes. It doesn't matter, and that's the problem that I have, not with social media itself, because social media is not the problem. It's people that are the problem.
Habitual line steppers.
And I'm about to go off on a tangent real quick.
Habitual line steppers.
So you have people that will do stuff like that on purpose, just to see if they can get some attention, or to see if they can make somebody upset, if they can find out anything, because you can be very private with your relationship on, so like you can not take any pictures, you can not tell a whole lot of your personal business or whatever the case is, and people will fish for information just by continuing to comment or continue to do whatever. And you can engage. I think engagement on social media, it's hard to determine what's too personal sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And it depends on the person. Like, what may be too personal for one person may not be as personal for somebody else. Now, we're not talking about what goes on in the bedroom or what bills you got or what kind of argument that you had at home or whatever. We could just be talking about, hey, like, you know, I had a good time at the movies tonight. And somebody will say, oh, you went to the movies? And you be like, yeah, went to the movies, me and my date, or I went to the movies. Like, I just went to the movies, right? And it's not that you trying to keep the person that you're with a secret. It's just that's how you've been operating for so long. So the person that you with is gonna look at it like, are you trying to keep me a secret? Like, no, I'm not. I can put out there that we together or whatever. But a lot of times when you do that, you open yourself up to a lot of talk. I mean, people gonna talk anyway, but you do have to be protective of your information. So I always refer to social media interactions as how when I say Jay-Z refers to when he says, you like Kennedy in the drop, you too easy to touch. Mm-hmm. Which means he was talking about John F. Kennedy when he got shot. When he got shot in Texas, he was. I
know the analogy.
Of course, you do when I'm explaining to the listener. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, like Kennedy was he was like easy to get to because he was riding down a street in a drop top car. You know what I mean? He was in a roofless car, which he was easy to. You know, it was easy for somebody to get a shot off at him. And I refer to social media a lot of times the same way when you're not overprotective of certain types of information. So, and in some cases, depending on who you're dealing with, you can respond, not respond. You can do whatever. And it's like you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, and it's interesting because that you say that is because dudes do the same stuff. Like, dudes do the same stuff. Like, they'll inbox your lady or your ex-lady or whatever.
Only when they know.
Thank you. Go ahead. I'm going to let you say her. Only when they know you're with her or either y'all may be on rocky terms or whatever.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just because you talk to her.
Because I have dated a chick and then brought her out somewhere and then some niggas like, damn, you talking to mine? I ain't even know she looked like that.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I've heard that too.
Like, what you mean? So it's like now that she's out with you, it's like now she a bad bitch.
Yeah.
Before,
she was
so.
Yeah. And then
but now you see her out with somebody.
Yeah.
She look real good.
Yeah. Oh, and now inbox. Oh, I saw you out with my boy the other night.
Or, hey, big head.
Yeah.
Hey, you talking to that lame ass nigga?
Damn.
NBA young boy these are.
Yeah, damn, bruh. For real? That's how you doing it?
Have you seen it? Well, I don't think you won't be up on the social media stuff, but
on some of it, not a lot of it.
I said that because I think it's NBA young boy. He was DMing Kyle Kuzma's girlfriend.
Yeah.
And she was like, she was saying something, and then he was like, man, continue talking to them old lame ass NBA niggas. Actually, he does look kind of lame, but yes, dudes will be in your chick's inbox saying, hey, why you talking that lame ass nigga? Talk to a real one, blah, 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 blah.
Which I think is some clown ass shit.
True.
I think that's some clown ass shit.
Now,
that's some clown ass shit.
I may have done that, but it's with a nigga I don't know, though. Now, because if it's a nigga that I do know or know of, I'm gonna pull her on my own merit. I ain't gonna make mention of you at all.
Nah, man, you got grown ass 40-some-year-old dudes shooting shots at folks' wives and ex-wives and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, what lame ass, weak ass, sour ass dude does something like that?
Somebody that was probably mad that you got to it before him,
or just saw what you have, what you had. That's what because that to me, what that says is, nigga, you been watching the whole time, man.
Hey, man. Now there is this thing that I didn't think was real until I can't remember where I seen it, but there are guys who, how should I say it? How it was said was there are guys who are out there who have sex with these women to get close to you.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Yeah. It's weird. It's super
To get close
weird.
to you, they have sex with your exes or your seconds to either live vicariously through you or to get closer to you.
To try to, man, well, you know, back in the day,
I'm like, man, that's weird as hell.
It's very weird. It's
weird as hell.
It's very weird, homie, because like I know dudes that do that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like I know dudes that do that type of stuff. Like it was funny because it was.
I know dudes who get mad. I know dudes who get mad at you because you've been with that girl before them. Like I know some dudes who are married to who might be married, and I may have dated their chick before them. Right. And them niggas fire hotter at me. I'm like, dude.
Like, bro, I ain't got. Like I don't have nothing to do with what y'all got going on currently. Like, and when I talked to her, it was way before y'all met, or it was just before y'all met, and I didn't know y'all was gonna get together. Like, I ain't got nothing to do with it
at all.
Like, it's a matter of personal choice.
If anything, I should be mad at you talking to her after me.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's so stupid.
Right.
It's so crazy.
But I'm not getting mad over this shit.
Right. Like, you get mad because you mad at me because I used to talk to her. Like, I used to talk to her. Like, what kind of stuff is that? Well, I think it's some, you know, that's the thing, man. Like, you got some people out here that I think mentally, dude, it's something, there's a disconnect. You know what I'm saying? Because think about this. In Hollywood, it happens all the time. Like, for real, like in Hollywood, that stuff happens all the time. You have one person that's married to somebody, and they divorce or break up, or they dating, and then you have another person.
Now, I do think some of them slick be.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's a different. Yeah, we talking Holly weird at that point in time.
So, okay, an example of somebody might be getting closer to the other. Like, okay, Future, the rapper.
Yeah,
all of his girlfriends used to be Bow Wow's exes. All of them. Every last.
I didn't know that.
Every last one of them chicks.
I know about Sierra, but I ain't know about any of the other ones though.
Every one of them chicks that Future has been with or has a child with, Bow Wow has been with them.
That's weird. That's very weird.
It's like Bow Wow would date them. Bow Wow breaks up with them. Future dates them next.
And I know a lot of those people.
I'm like, what?
Now, I know a lot of those folks date in circles, in some of the same circles, but I didn't know that though.
Every ex Future has dated.
That's strange. That's weird.
Sierra is not his only one.
That's weird. And I'm pretty sure Bow Wow's probably done the same thing in some ways, but
I don't know. Bow Wow go and get diamonds in the rough.
Maybe so. But that's weird. Like, that's weird. To go after a dude's exes on purpose, something's wrong with that, man. It's something mental. That's a psychological thing. It really is. I think that's a psychological thing. It's like you comparing yourself to that dude. And the best way you know to get next to him is to go get with his ex. Like, something's wrong with that, man.
Now, I ain't talking about your junt. I ain't talking about a junt. I ain't talking about your junts that you just knock off. I'm talking about your actual girlfriends.
Yeah. Actual, like, that you was with in a committed relationship. Yeah.
Right.
Something is wrong with that.
Right.
It really is. Something's wrong with that. But I know cats I grew up with like that. That were like that back in the day.
Okay, so let me ask you this. So,
and I thought that was just a young dude thing. You got old dudes doing that.
Okay, well, maybe
when I say old dudes, I'm talking about
maybe that is
20. I'm like 28, 30, 35, 40 years old doing that type of stuff.
Because I was finna ask you something, but you said old dude. There was something I did. There was some young nigga shit. When you a young, virile tiger out here, lying out in this joint.
It's a competitive. It's like a competitive thing. Like like you had, I can get her too, or like now I got her. You know what I'm saying? Like you know what I mean? But at 35, 40. Dude, like, that's kind of lame.
I ain't never go for your gal though. Now if it was a junk that you had or whatever, little thought like a little bust down, whatever like that. If she come my way, hey, she got it.
Jason, you cannot say bust down.
I'm sorry.
That is so disrespectful.
Junk. So she was
so wrong, man.
She was just a junk. She ain't your girl or nothing like that.
Dudes can be junks too.
This is true.
Dudes can be junks.
Man,
but anyway, disclaimer.
I have been a habitual junt. I have been a habitual junt. It was like, I mean, real talk. I was like a late bloomer and been a junt ever since then.
Oh man!
He's like, oh, you got a nigga? Okay, cool.
You snitching on yourself.
When can I come by later? That's how it was, right? When I was younger. As I've gotten matured.
So you still a junk, or you ain't a junk no more?
I ain't no junk no more.
Oh, okay. I'm just
my junk jersey's in the rafter.
Your junk jersey in the rafter. Yeah. You a 10-time All-Star. Led the league in scoring.
I led in rebounds, my nigga. I led in rebounds. I didn't score a lot. I didn't score a lot.
This man led in rebounds. You led in putbacks, all oh shoot. Oh. That is hilarious. Man. Hey.
Pick up the pieces. Oh boy.
J.Will does it. He's the clean up man. He'll sweep your girlfriend off her feet.
Hey.
That's the old Willie D. Reason I know so much about him. Cause smooth up, old girl of mine. You know, dudes used to brag about that.
What was it?
Like getting somebody else's woman and stuff. They used to brag about that type of stuff, man.
Man, I put it like this. People assumed with me, but I ain't never tell none of my dirt at all. Cause I mean, how I've always looked at it, and when I was younger, I always dated older women. And an older woman told me, well, we had this conversation, and I ain't gonna really go into detail everything that she told me, but in jest, she was pretty much was like, if you trying to get more, why you running off and telling them?
Man.
And I was like,
some sage advice. Them older women,
I was like,
you 22, 23, 24 years old and dating an older woman in her 30s will give you some very sage advice.
Cause it's like, you know, when you young, you going around like, yeah, man, I went out and knocked this old John all right over. She stay over here, but whatever.
Right.
And you saying this, that, and other. And she was like, all you doing is bringing
advertising.
Right.
You selling.
You don't realize you marketing me off.
Exactly. There you go.
Like, ooh, where this chick at? Now, random niggas driving through the apartment trying to see who this Johnny is that you.
Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. Or if you go into even more detail, because I even know some dudes who, because I quit, you know what? I quit doing it because I did it myself where you could be talking to your nigga and then like when social media first started popping off, like MySpace and Facebook, it'll be like, hey man, I'm talking to so-and-so right here. And they see her Facebook handle name or her MySpace name. Next thing you know, slide into the DMs. Hey, what's going on? Why you talking to that Jason nigga? You know Jason talking to 2 other females. I'm like, word?
That's one thing though. That's one thing though that I want to make sure I say this. Because this is not like, this ain't nobody throwing, this ain't no salt or nothing like that. It's just what's really real. Like, if you listen to another dude talk shit about your guy and you pay attention to it, You feeding into the bullshit.
Oh, and I'm gonna stop you there real quick. That conversation we had earlier. You might not be aware of it, but that person might slid into that person's DM box first.
Exactly.
But saying, hey,
yeah,
so and so hit me up. You like, for real?
Yeah. Which I think that's probably what happened in the first place.
Because it could be like, you know Sam.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know me and Sam ain't talking no more, right?
You might need to talk to your boy about getting his act together.
Right.
Now realize, what he doing wrong? Let me do the opposite.
Oh, you mean y'all not together now?
Yeah. Man, that's a shame. That's so sad.
Man, if I was in his position,
if I was him,
right.
There you go.
If I was him, I'd be knocking the thing out. I'd be knocking it out the frame. For real. Come on over, I'll show you.
I can't do that. Oh, yes you can. Yes you can.
Right.
You know you deserve more than that. You girl, you know you deserve. You know you ain't never done been there for him, and you just don't deserve that. And you just don't deserve.
And truth be told, fellas might get mad at me for saying this,
man,
but
forget them.
Truth be told,
Truth be told, if you do that, you're a sucker. That's what you are. Truth be told, you a sucker and you garbage. You're a sucker. That's what suckers do.
Thank you.
You're a sucker.
I was about to give away. Give away game, but thank you for
real dudes
keep me from giving away game.
Real dudes ain't gotta do that. Real dudes ain't gotta do that. Because first of all, a real dude know there's plenty of women out here. Plenty. It was plenty of them before. It's plenty of them now. It's gonna be plenty of them after.
But I'll put it like this. Now I will say I do understand.
I understand the game too, because the game is a game.
And it's easier access to her as opposed to another chick.
Absolutely.
So I understand.
Absolutely.
I understand.
But she has to either open that door or allow that door to be open for the access.
9 times out of 10, for the guy to do so, she has given some green light
indication
for him, because a nigga ain't just really stepping.
It ain't now
just, you do got some creep ass niggas who will just like, man, fuck that nigga shit.
Exactly. Yeah, you got some. Yeah. For the most part,
unless she's given that green light and flirted a couple of times, I'm like, hold on,
dangle that cricket or that minnow on the hook.
She sound like she going.
Yeah, dangle that cricket or that minnow on the hook because you fishing, and it's certain types of bait they getting certain type of fish.
Right, and it could be a real subtle comment.
Yeah,
but it be flirtation. Like, is she flirt? No, she can't be.
Mm-hmm.
And then next thing you know, it might be another one, and then they go that green light, and then they can be like, okay, she all right.
Give me the green light. Give me just one night.
Now, while we're on this gives me. Let me see. Hold on, before.
Yeah,
we got some time.
Yeah.
So while we're on that, I did have a question on. Which is perfect. Why can't men talk about the negative that we have experienced in a relationship? And the reason why I ask that is because when a man voices his opinion on negative experiences that he has experienced with a woman in his relationship, he may post them on Facebook or something like that. That man gets attacked. But when the shoe's on the other foot and a woman voices or vents her opinions, disdain in her relationship, she gets praise, you go girlfriend, all of that. But a guy cannot voice. A guy has to take the L and shut up.
It's a dangerous time we live in, man. I think it's a dangerous time.
But it's like it's almost like we can't say anything as far as the negatives that we experience, because it's like as soon as we say something, then it's like, well, you know, men do it too, and then now you going down this rabbit hole about what men do in relationships.
Man,
you're like, hey, I'm hurt over here.
Or you viewed as being a whiner,
right? Like, so how can how can the dude get over his disdain or whatever like that?
I think
Because it's what's crazy is while that's happening and he's getting attacked, it's like 2 or 3 women that might be in his inbox that be like, "I'm sorry that happened to you."
It's not gonna look. I'm gonna tell you, like, I've seen it. I haven't personally experienced it myself, but I have seen it where a guy says something that goes on negatively with him as far as a relationship is concerned. And any woman that says, hey, I understand, I know, like, we can do some messed up stuff too, they're always labeled as pick-me's. The term pick-me, I'm sure you're familiar with. They're always labeled as pick-me's. They're always labeled as, oh, pick me. I'm trying to get your attention. Pick me. Oh, my hands up.
Now I'm gonna give the female response. Guys do it too.
Yeah, well, of course. Cause think about it.
And guys be nasty.
No class having mud.
You were like, dude, come on, man.
Yeah, cause we can do some messed up stuff too.
These niggas be so thirsty. It's ridiculous. You like, dude.
Dudes can't. I know it.
Do this in the inbox, my nigga. Not in public.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I just know it. I would never hurt you like he hurt you.
All in public.
Yeah, like all that in
I would never do you like that.
Like I've never.
Your man is a fool.
Yeah, your man.
Nigga, you should be saying this conversation in the inbox.
But you know what though? But the funny part about it is like it was a line that Common said in the song he wrote about Erykah Badu. And he was like, I ain't gonna fault him because I probably did it too. But he was, which I thought was one of the most honest statements a dude could make when he's praising a woman. Like, you can praise a woman or support a woman without dogging another dude out.
True.
Like, yes. I don't understand why people feel like they gotta dog somebody else out to show support and praise for this person.
I don't know, man, but if you can't tell me that if a chick that you hollering at, or trying to holler at, let me put this wine down.
Yeah, that boy, that got.
You can't tell me if you're hollering at a chick and she dating a dude and he doing something dumb. You can't tell me that you ain't like, man, that nigga so dumb. If that was me, you can't tell me that's not in your repertoire.
No. I'm not saying that's not in my repertoire. Because like I said,
because I was about to say,
no. Listen to what I'm saying. There's limitations to game. There's boundaries to the game.
Because in actuality, I think women say that just so you can say,
to get you to say, yeah, man, I think he's.
This is a job interview, like, at all times.
At all times, you always under a microscope, regardless. Like, you're always being viewed on what you think, regardless. I'm saying that you don't have to clown the next dude to get the attention of that particular woman.
Oh yeah, true.
You can just be yourself, and let her choose you.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Now that's the thing that I have yet to understand with, like, you could be out and you see guys who be peacocking. I'm like, dude, why? Why you walking around with your chest out? If she wants you. You ain't even gonna have to do all that. A chick know you or peep you as soon as you entered the room. If she feeling you, if she choosing you.
Exactly.
It's just anything else that you do, how far you get to her.
Right.
If you walking around acting stupid, see, I knew that nigga was corny.
Right.
You X'd out the game.
Yeah.
But if you being yourself, you're like, huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I might make my way over to this nigga some kind of way.
Yeah, because a woman is going to, I think, a woman, well, I'll say my particular experiences with women is that if they want you to notice them, they're going to make sure that you notice them.
Oh, no, the game has changed. No.
I mean, the game has, but I think women are still women, guys are still guys. I think that women like to be noticed, right? And then when they want to be noticed by a specific person, right? They'll make sure that they're at least in the environment that individual is in to be noticed by that individual, or they'll just shoot their shot.
Well, I don't know. I think women doing things like how men used to do.
Really.
Like if you ain't hollering at them, they gonna like, well, forget you too, then, oh, ugly ass nigga. They are ugly ass nigga. Us now.
Oh,
forget broke. You too, oh, ugly ass nigga. Right. Broke ass nigga. Like, dog, my bad. I just didn't think you were my type. I'm sorry, sweetheart.
He must be gay.
Right.
Dog, for real, just because I don't like you?
Right. We didn't turn into
wow. I got to be gay not to like you? Is that what I can't like or I can't have somebody?
We didn't turn into the women. We didn't turn into the women of the shit.
Man, it's so crazy, man.
Because just like our very first podcast when we were talking about how women were like, when she was like, I'm sorry, love, you're just not my type. Well, forget your tootie.
But we could do it.
Now the shoe's on the other foot, and we getting cursed out because we not hollering.
Or the competition level is so high at times that.
But you have to understand why though.
Yeah, well, I know you going.
The competition. You said the competition level so high.
Yeah, competition level is so high,
dude. Okay, so when you get half of the male population, and I do literally mean half. It might be more than half. When you have half of the male population sleeping with each other.
Half, that's a big number, man. That's a big number.
Just because they not out in public don't mean that statistic is not true.
Yeah.
So if you have half,
which I think is,
that's the reason why women are so aggressive in fighting for a one.
I think that
it's coming down to almost that they are beginning to be willing to share one.
That in itself, I think
there are women right now like, you got me so messed. But I guarantee you, why the one that's saying you got me messed up, she is saying, "Hey, boo," to somebody who already got a chick.
You know what? The game, we used to say, like, don't hate the player, hate the game, right? You really still can't hate the game because you playing it. Right? And the factors in that particular game, the rules of a particular game, I think, are general over time. They adjust, right? Because in speaking like with basketball,
they don't really.
Well, we'll just follow.
Okay, yeah.
So remember, years ago in basketball, they didn't count 3-point shots, right? It was all twos back in the. Think about it. No, come on, go back in the day. Back and I'm talking about the old days.
When they had the big medicine ball?
Yeah, they didn't count threes. No, for real. They didn't count threes. So we talking about the advancement of the game, right?
Gotcha.
So they didn't count threes. They only counted twos. And then there was some, I think women's basketball was only half court at one point, right? So, of course, the game evolves. The rules, there are certain rules that change. But generally, out of bounds is still out of bounds. A bucket is still a bucket. You still score points the same way. You still dribble the same way. Whatever, right?
Right.
My point is that as far as the statement that you made about a lot of the guys being on the low and being bi and stuff like that, there are some women that are cool with that to a degree. There are some who are like okay with that to a degree. And I've heard the conversations
because of the shortage.
In a way. So
which, like I said, they're sharing.
And I asked. This was some years ago. I asked one of my coworkers, and she was single, and she was telling me about like dating at that time. She's older. She had older daughters. Were in high school at the time, and she was saying to me, like, she asked me, she was like, Sam, where are all the good men? That was her question for me. Which I've heard this question over and over, and there are various answers to this question. Okay, there's not one particular answer to that question. There's various answers, and she was like, "Where are all the good guys? Do you have any friends?" Blah blah blah. So I was like, "Okay,
they're all around. They're not liking how they're packaged."
Okay,
that's all.
So my question for her was, "What is your definition of a good man?" That was my first question. And she told me what she thought. And I said, okay. I said, so you're telling me that you don't see any guys who have those qualities?
Man, the Pelicans are trash.
Well, the Pelicans are missing like one of their best players too. Zion ain't played all season, so.
But he ain't gonna.
He's not gonna make a big difference in that team, in my opinion.
He's not gonna make up a 28, 22, well, maybe 22 point. But no.
Yeah, we just jumped off on basketball because we were watching the game.
Yeah, continue.
I just like, and that's my question, to her was, like, what do you view a good guy as being? Like, what classifies a good man to you? I said, because I'm a man, so I can give you what I think a good man should be, because I'm a man, right? And then she started telling me what she thought. I think here's one of those things, though, Jay.
Everybody's version is different.
It's different. But my thing is, when somebody asks you that question, they generally think that you represent a good man, or you represent the qualities of a good man.
Okay.
Or something even similar to it, to even ask you that question. Because if you suck and you're a jerk and you're butthole and you're thought, you're a male thought, like, they generally don't ask you what a good guy's at, because, like, you probably ain't one.
I've got the question.
Well, you get the question, because come on, dog. Like, you ain't a thought. You know what I'm saying?
I've been a junt, man.
Yeah, you been one before, but you ain't no junt.
I've been a habitual.
Whatever, man. Come on, dog.
A habitual junt, sir.
So what I said to her was, I said, okay, what's your definition? And she told me. And then I said, she said, well, what do you, like, how do I meet guys? I'm like, there's different places and different situations that you can meet guys. I said, my thing is that when you meet them, are you recognizing what they are when you see them? I said, because sometimes that great guy, you're not going to know he's a great guy just by meeting him at a bar or seeing him at church or whatever.
Well, see, Sam, I got to stop you right there because, all right.
Go ahead.
I believe all of us are great guys. But it's what representative she shows us.
What you mean?
All right, so we all can be great guys, but depending on what you show us it depends on what you will receive. If we see that, okay, she just gonna be a giant. That's how this is going to continue. I'm not gonna even treat her as if she is gonna be my gal. Mm-hmm. She gonna be a giant because whatever she has shown me through us talking, I'm like, okay, I ain't finna be serious with her.
Right. Because I see she ain't really trying to be serious. Or I perceive, because perception is reality.
Right. From what I see,
right. I understand.
I know I don't want to I know either I don't want a relationship with her or this is just gonna be something sexual.
Right.
It's one of the two. It's one of the two.
Right.
It's whatever she has shown me.
Right. Mm-hmm. Right.
So when a woman says that during the dating process, during when we are talking or whatever like that, she has displayed something where a guy's gonna be like, all right, this is gonna be what it is. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be all right. I can see myself. You know what? I'm
I can see
I'm
myself.
gonna see
Yeah.
it being going in a relationship.
Right, yeah.
Then there's another side was like, not she just
Yeah.
gonna be a joint.
Yeah.
I'm just finna knock her off, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not that complex with it. Like I said, because like some people might say I'm not, but those who have been in women who have been in a relationship with me
Mm-hmm.
will know that I'm a good guy.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of women have seen the other side, or I'm not. Okay, you got relationship Jason, and then you got junt Jason.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm a junt, it's like, okay, all right.
Mm-hmm.
Jason, you so nonchalant.
Mm-hmm.
This ain't no relationship.
There can be, like, we exist in duality. You know what I mean? Like, we really do exist in a duality. Like, there are some people that we look
We
at
can
and
turn
be
it
like,
on and off.
Because I know some dudes, like, I know some dudes personally that, man, they never settled down. Like, they was always on some, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then they met
And truth be told, we might get caught up emotionally, but at the same time,
yeah. And then you look down, and you look around. They be like, "Man, I'm finna get married." You be like, "What? You? Huh? What? Bro? You?" And they be like, "Bro, come on, cool out, quit playing." Nah, man, I found the one. You be like, "You found the one for real?" Like, yeah, dog. I'm locking it down with her. That's it.
because truth be told, we all do want to settle down
I
with
think
one.
everybody wants to settle down with one person. I
But-
don't care what nobody say. I think everybody thinks there's one person for them.
Yes.
Like, real talk.
We all, like, there are guys who are going to be like, no, they'll never be. We are made to be attached to
somebody, yeah.
to someone.
Uh-huh.
The being attached to several different people, I've come to the realization, you absorbing their energy, their vibe, that
Yeah.
shit will make you crazy because of the simple fact,
Yeah.
the many different interactions that you are having.
Yeah.
So the one person, cool, you settle down with that person. It's just a simple fact of settling down with somebody who ain't finna judge you for who you are.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times, most cases, most women judging you for you being you.
Yep.
For you being you. So it's like,
And vice versa.
well, 9 times out of 10, most men we are accepting of who they are.
You think so?
Yes. In most
I you know what? You know what? Hold that thought. I've never seen a woman that I know of.
men don't grow to love a woman.
You think so?
No.
No, I think guys fall in love first.
But that's what I'm saying.
I think guys fall in love first. I think some women don't fall in love at first. They grow to love a guy over time.
But that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I think they do that. I think they'll hang around to see if he gets better, and if he does, then I love that guy that he turned into.
So,
Or I saw his potential. I've heard them say a lot. I saw his potential.
So with the potential of growing to love, they're tolerating a lot of shit.
Yeah.
A man, if he loves a woman, he is accepting her flaws.
Prime example.
A woman is tolerating, and she's going to complain about your flaws all the time, every day. A man, you can have your flaws, and he'll be like, man, she's so silly.
There's a difference between tolerance and acceptance.
But that's what I'm saying.
That's what you described.
Yes.
There's a difference between tolerance and acceptance.
If I'm accepting you, I'm not complaining about your flaws. I ain't even finna make mention of them shits. Because I'm not throwing your flaws in your face every day.
Because I know that's you. Your flaws are part of who you are.
Exactly. So in my head,
that's who you are.
In my head, I'm just like, man, she's so silly.
Yeah.
She's so crazy. I'm not throwing her, bitch, you crazy.
Yeah.
But on the flip side, if a woman is, well, I ain't gonna even just say just a woman. If a person who is just tolerating you,
yeah,
they're gonna complain about that junk every day. Yeah. Why you doing this? Why you doing that?
Yeah.
Like, this is who I am.
Yeah.
This is how I wash dishes.
Yeah.
Why you putting the dishes over? Yeah. Like, okay, if you have somebody,
that's definitely some truth to that.
If you have somebody that have their own house and they put dishes in the dishwasher a certain kind of way, you got your dishwasher and you put dishes in the dishwasher a certain kind of way. I'm not finna complain to this person.
Yeah.
Why you put the forks over here like this? I'm just gonna, if I don't like it, I just switch it out myself.
Yeah.
And fix it. Or don't say nothing about it. Because I'm accepting it.
That's some
That's
some deep stuff, bro.
a lot of us tolerate. I see so many relationships where they're tolerating each other.
And it ain't acceptance, it's tolerance. Wow.
Because if you are accepting this man, this woman, you should not, one, be putting this person flaws on blast in public. One.
That's for one.
Two, making mention of their flaws every day at home.
Never put your spouse's flaws on blast. Because all you're doing is inviting unwanted. Well, I don't know if it's unwanted or not, but all you're doing is inviting attention.
Somebody else who appreciating what you not.
And
someone who will accept what you are not tolerating.
And also somebody's going to try to find out ways that they can do just the opposite of what you are talking about just to get close to you.
To make them more appealing.
Right. And they could be the exact same way, but you just gave them, you just gave them the art of war. You just told them everything they needed to know, so they know what not to do to get you.
Man, this game is so simple.
It's simple.
We make it complicated.
We make it complex, man.
Because like I've grown up to think that like the whole you gotta fight for your relationship and all that other type of stuff. Sometimes you're fighting for things that you know you're not going to accept.
No.
But you're trying to make it work. Once you see like a person who they like, I can be right for a couple of times, for a few months, but it's not gonna be in that person's DNA. Like, okay, if you have a person who's just not equipped to just doing like taking out the trash when you want them to take out the trash, like I my trash can might be overflowing by the time I take the trash out. Your trash, it might be right at the little brim. Okay, I gotta go on and take this junk out. But if you constantly have to tell me to do it, if that's a deal breaker, get out of the relationship now.
Yeah, I agree.
If you have I know people who see deal breakers who complain about deal breakers every day
and don't do nothing about it,
and will still. He just need to or she need to just You just need to just go ahead and say, "Peace, I'm out this junk."
Because guess what? The thing about it is,
it's gonna be good for a few months. They're gonna correct it for you because they love you.
And at
the end of the day, they're gonna go back to doing it.
Or they don't want to hear you. They don't want to hear you nag about it, so they'll go ahead and do it.
Now they resent you.
Because I gotta do this because I know they gonna complain,
right?
Or she gonna complain, or he gonna complain. So let me go and do this. And it's not out of that's the way you want to operate. You're doing that because that's what they want to see. That's in all honesty, that's not how a relationship is supposed to be.
You're fighting for something that's not going to work
ever. And
because you're forever going to be bumping heads.
And if you're the type of person that allows the trash to get right to the edge before you change it, maybe you need to be with somebody else who doesn't find anything wrong with that.
Exactly.
And guys and I'm using the trash thing as just an example, but it could be so much more. But what I'm saying is that why try to make a square fit into a circle hole?
Like, okay,
you know what I'm saying?
Like, perfect example, like you'll hear guys who are in a relationship and they're complaining about, man, she don't cook though. Man, we go out all the time. I sure wish she would cook a meal. Yet when you met her and y'all was dating, she either one probably told you, I don't know how to cook, or two, y'all never cooked the meal together. So complaining about it now is what exactly? one, you built this environment by going out all the time and never requiring her or asking her to cook a meal.
Yep.
Or you never listened when she said, hey, my nigga, I don't cook. I don't know nothing about it. Them cabinets is bare with utensils to cook with.
Hey, that's real talk.
So
compatibility is important.
So complaining about something that you overlooked, that's just like when I see people who complain or in relationships with someone who wanted to have kids and the other one did not.
That's another one.
So you can be in a relationship 5 years and the man or the woman stressing, hey, I want a child.
Yep.
I told you. Then the other one like, hey, I told you I ain't want no kids.
I've heard that too.
So you have that whole dynamic. So it's a whole lot of things that now you're complaining about. But at some point while you're dating, that person relayed that information,
and it's up to you
that you either overlooked or felt like you gonna change their mind, or you like, okay, you either dealt with it or said, okay, I'm cool with it. It's gonna be one or two things. You can say, okay, I'm good with it, or I'm gonna change their mind later. Yeah. That person, now you might have some people that might change their mind later on.
Yeah.
But if that person has told you, until that person tells you that, I changed my mind, you cannot go in thinking, hey, I'm gonna change that person's mind.
Nah.
That's just like I've been in situations where a woman will come to me and be like, well, I could go to a woman like, hey, I'm not looking for a relationship.
Right.
And she was like, oh, cool. Neither am I.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, bet. We kicking it, we smashing, whatever like that. Now all of a sudden you're getting mad because you might see me out with somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
How you get mad? We ain't exclusive. We ain't nothing. I told you.
We had a discussion from day one.
I'm not looking for a relationship.
We had to understand it from day one.
I thought, no. You can't think nothing else outside of me saying, I don't want a relationship.
And you saying the same thing.
Exactly.
And you saying that too.
Exactly. Now, if something changed, then we need to rap about it. You can't be off on a tangent.
So
like, what you doing?
I'm gonna say this, and this will be the end of it for me. What we need to stop doing as people, not just guys, not just ladies, we need to stop assuming. We need to stop assuming. You hit it right on the head. We need to stop assuming. We need to start saying in the beginning what we like, don't like, what we want, don't want, blah, 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 whatever it is. And if that person does not fit what we like, then we should say, okay, hey, it was nice to meet you. Time for me to move on. Right?
Right.
We shouldn't be like, oh, I'll just hang around and see if it's going to get... No. You should say what you want right off the bat. If what you're looking for is this, if this person's not looking for the same things that you're looking for, then why hang around? Let's go back to the job analogy. Why would you go to a job? You know that job does not pay you the money that you want. You know that job does not give you the hours that you want. You know that job is not, the working conditions are not the conditions that you want. Why would you take that job in the first place?
Right.
And they get mad because I'm not making the money, I'm not in the right conditions, I got to stay on my feet. No, if you want a job sitting down, go look for a job at a desk. Go look for a job that pays you X amount of money per year. Go look for a job that gives you these specific benefits. Don't go to a job saying, oh, I hope that they offer me this. If I work hard enough, they're going to give me that. No, because they're not offering it to begin with. But that's what so many people do, male and female, get into a relationship, whatever, hoping that person is going to change or not necessarily change, but conform to what you want them to do or be.
But you know how crazy that sounds? You're expecting a person to change for you
and not for themselves.
Right. You should change for me, but I'm not going to change for you.
Yeah.
What?
And that's selfish.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. That's very strange.
Like, you should change for me if you want to continue the relationship.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Do you it's like, do you hear what you're asking? And then 9 times out of 10, what ends up happening, you change, you still don't like the person.
You still don't like them.
Why? Because it's the person.
It's the person. You don't like them. You really don't want to be with them.
It's the person.
You're trying to turn them into somebody else that you saw.
Because now the person, male and female, they will change what you're asking. Now it's like, but you doing it like this. But you're doing it like that. But you're saying so and so. Now it's something else that you complain about. It is the person. Let the person go.
Amen.
It's like, let the person go, babe. Like, what are you holding on to?
Amen.
I ain't never understood that.
Amen.
And you know what? It took me a few years to be by myself. And I think that's the other thing. People don't want to.
Man, people got to learn how to be by themselves, man. Yeah. Golly. Man, you just said that.
Because
people got to learn how to be by themselves sometimes.
I've been in relationships where you keep adjusting to the next person you're in a relationship with.
Mm-hmm.
To the point now, you don't even know who you are.
Ooh, boy.
You don't even know stuff that you really like to do, because now you done got used to doing what she used to like to do.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're like, you know what? What do I like?
You don't even know. Now you confused.
But if you get back to the essence of you, you're going to start attracting people just like you.
Mm-hmm.
Who like stuff like you. Who think what you do ain't corny.
That's the way it's really supposed to be.
To somebody else, you cool as hell.
We've been taught for so long that you're supposed to deal with what you come across because people ain't going to be like you. But in all honesty, there are going to be some people that like the stuff that you like. But hold up though. Newsflash, they may not be exactly how you want them to look or packaged.
Yeah. Like I said.
Because they ain't got pecs and abs and da-da-da-da-da.
Now, sometimes now I will say, how it's packaged does matter.
True, it does.
But the thing of it is once you see what you are looking for,
mm-hmm.
now you can start looking for how it's packaged.
How it's packaged, right?
We just looking for how it's packaged.
Yeah. And you can pack. And these days,
forget what's in the package.
These days, man, you can package stuff so easily. Like, it's so easily to sell. You know what I'm saying? It's so easy to sell yourself. Like, you can sell yourself as anything. Like, I can, if I put entrepreneur in my profile, right, and just I'm an entrepreneur. Like, I am an entrepreneur. Mm-hmm. But if I wasn't, I could put entrepreneur in there, and people like, oh, okay, you an entrepreneur. Not really. I just put it there. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could put on there, you know, I'm a pastor, right? And people will be calling me pastor, but I ain't got the church the first.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Just because I say I am, people will call me that. And people are so used to being able to pull that off. Right? You know what I'm saying? Like, they're so used to being able to pull that off that it's like they know that they can sell anything to anybody because somebody's going to believe it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, you know, that's just the, you know, that's just the, that's the, you know, you know what I'm saying? That's the world we live in, man. That's where we are now.
I think that might be. Is that all, sir?
I think we're good, man.
You know, I could talk about relationship stuff.
We can talk about that all night.
All day. Yeah. I'm coming to the realization though. So,
realization of what?
That I used to be bitter.
And
well,
you know,
I put like this: the being able to admit certain things lets me know my progress. So,
right.
The time to myself, I would say, made me realize, like, you know what? Maybe I haven't, because a lot of times you would deny the junk. Like, no, I ain't bitter. That's some stuff women bitter.
No, men
Then
can
it's
be
like,
men can be bitter too.
right. So it's like being upset about unsuccessful relationships, stuff like that. I'm like, you know what? Maybe I am bitter. Then start looking back at certain things, just how you talk about certain things. You know,
Yeah.
if you hear yourself talk about certain things, you be like, maybe I am bitter.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So just the progress of that.
Yeah.
Everyone needs to just, if you're in a negative relationship, get out that junk and just have some time to yourself, man.
You gotta learn yourself first, man.
Learn yourself.
You gotta learn yourself and love yourself before you expect anybody else to learn you or love you.
Because once a certain type of energy comes around, even trying to holler at you, you're gonna just ignore. You're gonna be oblivious to that junk. It's gonna be like I've seen women who there'll be flirtations that come my way. If it's not even the vibe that I'm on, it's like I don't even see them.
Right.
You don't even feel them. It's like, oh, you were trying to holler? Yeah, you.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know. I didn't even feel it.
Yeah.
So it's like if that person not even on. So it's like I ain't even gonna say if that person not even on your level.
Right.
That energy and vibe. Once you know and see it, is like don't even entertain it.
It's unnecessary. It's
Because in some situations, I feel like we enjoy wasting our time. That's the other part of it. I think we love inflicting pain on ourselves.
Yeah. A lot of the pain we experience as adults is self-inflicted.
Yeah. So it's like, you know, you could be talking to somebody and you know this joint ain't finna go nowhere, but yet you entertain it as if it's finna be.
Oh, let me see what it's going.
Like, you knew this joint wasn't finna be a relationship. Why you even entertain it like it was gonna be one?
Correct.
That's the funny thing about it. I think I'm gonna have to start not on a regular basis. I think I'm gonna have to entertain the option of having a female guest on here from time to time.
Absolutely, I think so.
I don't want it to be all the time, but just from time to time having a female aspect on it to balance it out, especially when we get into a conversation like this.
Yeah. I agree.
Just gotta find the right person.
Yeah.
I don't want nobody to, loud talk, out talk.
Oh boy.
So let's go.
Cut the tape.
Somebody, it'd have to be somebody where we all will be able to get our points across and stuff like that. So, Cause right now this conversation that I'm thinking of, it will be a very good.
Yes, it
would have been a great 2-hour conversation.
Absolutely, I agree with that.
So
the way to do that. So if it's possible, if I can do this,
shoot your shot,
ladies. Any lady that wants to be on the show that would like to have a woman's point of view, we would love to have you. So inbox JWill and let them know, and we'll take.
I'm trying to figure out what would they inbox.
Will they inbox you on Instagram, Facebook? And you can inbox me. DM JWiLLDoesTV. DM JWiLLDoesTV.
Yeah.
And just let them know you would like to be a part of the show. You have a valuable perspective to share on a woman's perspective of relationships, friendships, situationships, job situations, parenting, whatever the case is.
Or better yet, just DM JWiLLDoesTV if some topics you want us to talk about.
Or discuss from a woman's point of view. Yeah, absolutely. Please do that. I'll make sure that I post that too.
Yeah. So we'll be going ahead and wrapping this joint up. I think we done talked enough, talked everyone's ear off long enough. So I would like to say, for new listeners, current still listeners, thank you. We appreciate the listening ears.
Thank you.
Hope you are enjoying every minute of this joint. But yeah, I'm finna go ahead and wrap this joint up. And I'm Jason JWILLDOESTV. Got my guy Ivan the Great,
That's
aka
me.
Shaw.
That's me.
And we out.
We out.
Holla.
Holla.
Oh boy. I think we might have to have more of those type of conversations.
Yeah, we do. I think so.
Especially a male's perspective of this shit.